Hi there, my little demons and divas and demonites. Bienvenidos, welcome back to my channel. ¿Qué es la que hay, mi gente? Estamos activados, estamos encendidos. It is I, Isa, aka the Demon Diva and the Big Dog. And today, I have something a little bit different. I know for the last few weeks I've been giving you the highs and the lows and the roller coasters of emotion. Why am I so shiny? The roller coaster of emotions that is Smackdown and Raw. But as I was making my list, I realized I did have a lot of highs. I barely had any lows, but what I really had was answered and unanswered questions, and then boom, the light just shined. Not saying this is a new series, but I'm saying this is how I'm gonna do it today for this specific episode, because there's some highs that are attached to lows because something was answered, but something wasn't answered. Some things make sense, something don't. Maybe it is a better idea to look at Raw and SmackDown and see what did they answer and what did they leave us hanging with. So here we go. Sorry. That's just how my brain works. So, you know the drill. Please subscribe, hit the notification bell. I go live for watch-alongs for Raw, NXT, SmackDown, Dynamite, blah, blah, blah. You get it. Please do me a solid. Hit the subscribe button. I really want to get into it. Because let's just start by... the first little bit of SmackDown was just a waste of time. We had like a 5-minute video package, and then Solo came out with the Temu bloodline just to tell us, oh, Roman's gonna surrender and acknowledge me, and then leave so we can see them come back out later on. To me, that felt like a waste of time. We only have 2 hours. We're not featuring everybody on the show. Come on, let's get to it. But we did get to it, and what we did get to was the women's qualifier match for the United States Championship. And the answer question, of course, is who moves on, and that is Chelsea Green. I'm super happy for her. Nobody deserves this more than Chelsea Green. My God, has she grown on everybody in the last year. And I'm just not finding anybody on socials right now that's not rooting for Chelsea Green to win this tournament and championship. So that was awesome. It was such a wholesome moment, feel good, and I really did enjoy the way that they did it. But that leads us to that unanswered question, because going into it, I was telling you guys, I'm like, listen, I really want Chelsea to win here, but you never bet against Bianca Belair, and they put her on a match with Bianca Belair. So you'd be stupid to automatically assume, oh yeah, Chelsea's moving on when you have the EST in the match. So how are we going to make this happen? I had a feeling that Chelsea will end up pinning Blair Davenport, but how are we going to take Bianca out of the equation? And they did that in a very smart way by laying out Jade backstage. They show it on the screen. Bianca just takes off to go check on her tag team partner. Chelsea Green capitalizes on the moment and moves on the tournament. I thought this was excellently done, but who attacked Jade? Now, little brain me thought, oh, it had to be Raquel, Nia, Liv, you know, War Games. And later on in the evening, we did see a tag team match between Naomi and Bayley against Tiffany Stratton and Candice LeRae, where everybody got involved. So everybody really was there. That could have been a possibility, but after sleeping on it, the morning after, a Plan B pill is telling me, nah, I think it was Bayley. I think Bayley has been like, with her facial expressions and the things that she's been saying and doing, I can see her trying to take out Jade to insert herself into the War Games match and possibly starting a feud with Jade in the future. I don't know, but I mean, that's not answer. It could have been somebody from the Raw team, but what if there's a bigger story behind this, right? Yeah, Chelsea Green is moving on, which is great. I thought they handled it great, and the attack on Jay really leaves us wondering what happened here. So, now, of course, we did see a video package with Shinsuke Nakamura, which reminded me that he came back last week. Shinsuke Nakamura was cutting one of his incredible Japanese promos that he does. I really like when they let Shinsuke and his creativity just fly. But it reminded me, oh yeah, Shinsuke came back last week and he attacked LA Knight, but he's facing Santos Escobar. Makes no sense. It really breaks my heart to see Santos come out with his team and nobody even chants Legado. The mighty has fallen, and I think we could be doing a little bit more, and this is not doing him any favors, because all that we did with Santos Escobar here is the same thing we did with, who did he face last week? Was it Berto? I can't even remember, but it's just to advance the Shinsuke and LA Knight feud. We sacrificed Santos Escobar in the process. They had a United States Championship match. It was an open challenge, even though we know who answers it, which takes away the excitement of the open challenges. They've been doing that a lot lately, and I don't understand why. I guess that's an unanswered question. Why not just have a real open challenge and have surprises show up? You know, John Cena in 2015 style. In the middle of the match, Shinsuke comes out and standing in the ramp, looking like the Sixth Lord, have more aura than everybody in the ring and around the ring combined. I don't know how you just don't do anything with that. So I'm really glad to see Shinsuke back on my TV. But I'm ready for LA Knight to focus on Shinsuke and stop having matches to bury someone to then advance the feud with Shinsuke. I get it, maybe they don't want to do it at Survivor Series War Games, but there's got to be a way that you can tell the story. Shinsuke can take him out backstage, you can take out Shinsuke. There's so many things that you can do instead of just sacrificing your mid-card division that's already in so much need of elevating some people. So there's that with the show. We did had a really, really good segment here between Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes. I do think that Kevin Owens looked more convincing in the points that he was making that Cody made. Now, I did like when Cody brought up, you had an opportunity and you couldn't do it. I like that Cody said that Kevin Owens is the master of self-sabotaging and then playing the victim. I thought that was a good burn, but overall, I thought Kevin had valid points. I didn't like how Cody said, oh, you injured Randy with that move. He was your friend. How could you do that? Instead of saying, no, I'm here to avenge Randy, blah, blah, blah. Like, I didn't like the play on words with that. There was no physical interaction between them. Kevin Owens was like, no, I'll face you whenever I say, you know, but I like, Cody showed a little more aggressive version of himself, a little more don't fuck with me version of himself. So I did like that, but I did think that Kevin Owens is making some valid points, and he's reminiscing of Drew McIntyre against CM Punk, where Drew McIntyre was the bad guy, but when you look at the points that he was making, you're like, I mean, he's kind of right. So I like that. What I didn't like is that Cody is seen walking backstage, and Melo stops him. And Melo, remember, #1 draft pick, and Melo faced Cody on night 1 in a sportsmanship respect match. Well, Melo told him, hey, people are saying that what Kevin Owens is saying is true. I thought that at that moment, Cody should have pleaded his case for why what he's saying is not true, and kind of like be grateful that Melo informed him that that's the impression that people have of Cody Rhodes backstage. But instead, Cody Rhodes just shoved him and made a match for next week, non-title. And I gotta tell you something. I'm hoping that I've been avoiding spoilers, by the way. If you guys didn't know, next week's Smackdown has already been taped. I'm assuming that maybe Kevin Owens gets involved since he is in there and they pre-taped it. But I love seeing Melo on the show. Don't get me wrong. I told you guys if we don't see Melo this week, I riot. But I don't want to see him job out to Cody anymore, because nobody has had a more inconsistent booking than Melo. He came up, he had the first match with Cody, which he lost, of course, but there was a mutual respect and the whole, oh my God, they gave him Cody on night 1. Wow, I wasn't impressed by that because he lost. How do you have your #1 draft pick? You're supposed to show what they got and you put him in a losing position. He did beat Randy Orton in this tournament. I think it was for the United States Championship back on the beginning of his call-up. And then he went on that series with Andrade where he won 3. And then, you know, the failed United States Championship run, or try to get it run. So I feel like the booking with Carmelo Hayes have been very inconsistent, very 50-50, and I just feel like he's a little bit better than that, and he's somebody that if you had him ready, could be ready to step up for the United States Championship. You had to bring out Shinsuke, which I'm happy about, but the reason why you're bringing out Shinsuke is because nobody's going to believe that anybody of your mid-carders are ready, probably because you keep burying them in the booking. So let's not do that anymore, okay? Great. Cody acted like a crybaby and like a bitch ass when he shoved him. Montez Ford and Ciampa had a banger of a match. I love seeing Montez come out with the win. And as soon as he won, I said, oh my God, Montez, get the fuck out of there. Because we all know that Ciampa is currently unhinged. I don't want to see Ciampa and Gargano break up. I would rather see them both heal. I need Gargano to take a look at the light and stop trying to make friends and realize that being at the top of the tag team division is more important than anything. And I'm sorry, guys, I still don't buy the Motor City Machine Guns. I think that's their name. I think I finally got it right. I still don't buy them as tag team champs. I don't. They just come out and they look, they have less aura than anybody. But The fact that you have the Street Profits really trying to get these titles. You have Ciampa going crazy because he wants to become champion. It's just a lot more than we do it with the tag team divisions than what we're doing on Raw. But overall, why break up a tag team when the tag team division is in desperate need of rebuilding? Make Gargano heel with Ciampa and let's just go crazy. The closing segment. This is what really inspired me to make the video this way for this week. Maybe I'll bring back highs and lows, but I like the idea of just breaking down everything that really had me in my head. Of course, we see Roman earlier in the evening have a segment that says, hey, we'll just take them all, the four of us. You know, and if we die out there, we die together. Cute. But when they come out, so the Temu bloodline comes out first, and of course, Solo calls him out. Like I said, there was no need to have him out there in the beginning. And Roman comes out, and before he can even talk, we hear Paul Heyman's voice. Massive pop, as I expected it. I told you guys I felt that the most significant return or reunion in the bloodline was going to be Heyman and Roman. Now, Heyman says, I'm not going to let this be a 4-on-4. It's going to be a 5-on-5. CM Punk's music hit. All right, I got excited. And there was a part of me that says, hey, Paul Heyman bringing him makes a lot more sense than Seth Rollins uniting with Roman. But it doesn't. And I still think we're trying to fix the fact that it should have been a 4-on-4 to begin with. It stops being the bloodline when you start allowing so many outsiders. We already allowed Cody in there. Now we're allowing CM Punk. Now, if what you're building is for a feud with Roman and CM Punk later on, I mean, the stare down between the two of them caused everybody to jizz in their pants, right? CM Punk, the last time we saw him was him standing on the ramp because he couldn't even walk to the ring because he said that the Hell in a Cell match really did a number on him. I get it. Don't come at me like you did on Twitter saying not everything they say is true. This is the last time that we see him. And we see him now say that he's going to do a fucking War Games match next. He did in the ring, if you guys notice this, having a conversation with Roman where they're talking shit to each other back and forward. And CM Punk tells Roman, I didn't do this for you. I did this for him. Looking at Paul Heyman, who is dressed exactly like Solo Sikoa. So who is he working with? Anyways, so I cannot not die in the hill that this should have been a 4-on-4 and we would have not been in this situation or having to rush feuds or things that shouldn't not happen. I want the bloodline to remain a family thing. I am willing to give one pass, and that one pass is only to Sami Zayn. Okay, but when you start allowing Cody, you start allowing CM Punk, I just don't feel like it makes sense. Am I happy about it? I am, but you know, I just want things to feel like they make sense, like it's a story. And maybe this is where the story begins here. I'm willing to give it the benefit of the doubt, but I don't think that CM Punk being the 5th member makes all the sense in the world. I said what I say. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought about this episode of Smackdown. I'm sorry that I did this style a little bit differently, but I didn't want to do highs and lows. I really just wanted to break down to you where my head was at the morning after sleeping on it and thinking about it. Actually, it's the afternoon after, because all morning long, my neighbor was washing his car downstairs and using a vacuum cleaner and using like a pressure machine. He had the radio all up. He was singing. I didn't want that in the background of my video, so I had to wait until he finally decided to shut the fuck up. But that's a different story. Let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to please subscribe if you haven't done it yet. I've been trying to upload a lot more content. I hope you enjoyed this. Until next time, adios. Mwah.